you are all doing good. So in today's session, we are going to work upon the address feature. So here we will delve into the out of the box address field type which Pega provides in latest version for Constellation, and incorporating it within our case type to observe its appearance and the behavior during the runtime, while also analyzing the underlying logic and implementation that powers this feature. Furthermore, we will craft a custom address view to explore, drop-down functionalities and demonstrating how to load both the static and dynamic data sources, as well as we'll be implementing sophisticated cascading drop-down to achieve the robust and interactive user experience. And I also hope that you have seen my previous video, because there are lots of things which I am not going to cover here in this lecture. So if you have seen that video, it will be good to understand this lecture. Okay, now moving forward, go to the case type. The first case. Here I am going to create another form to collect the address. Let's create this user address details. Now what we will be doing, we will configure the view, but before that let's create a property where we will be getting the address details. Create a new property, user address, and see, type is automatically selected as the address. So this is the new field type which Pega provides in the Constellation. So let's see what are all the new things comes up when we just select this and we do nothing. Okay, submit this. Okay, save this. Now we will go to our workflow again. We will configure the view, and in configure we will just call that field which we have just created, user address add. See, these are all the details comes automatically. Now submit this, save and run. Let's see how the UI will look like when we run the case in real time. Okay, this is the data, first screen which we have created yesterday. Fill it, click next. Okay, now you will see the whole new view is created. We just selected one property and given the type as the address, and these are all screen automatically gets created. Now here we can select any country. For example, if I select India, so it refreshes in backend and you will get the state based on the selection of country. Right, now if I submit this, we have achieved the address functionality. Let's see what are all the things is getting created in backend when we create the property in address type. For that, let's go to the case type. We will see that property itself, where it is, user address. Okay, for that now we need to move to Dev Studio. Go to the case type, first case, data model. Here user address we have selected, right? Now let's see what is the page definition here. Here it is referencing the data address postal. Okay, now we know that it is referencing to data address portal. Let's see whether it is something which we have created or it is already there. For that, what we need to do, go to the data type, and click add data type, existing data type, put the class name, and you will see the postal address. Click submit. Now we will go back to our app studio to explore more. Here click on the data. Here you can see postal address. Now you can see city, country, district location, postal code, state, street, and all these fields is already there, right? Similarly, if we go to the UX, definitely they would have given their own views as well, which we have just saw there. So here you can see all the views is already there. Okay, now let's go back to the data model. We will try to see how they are populating the country and how they are populating the state. If you go to the country, again, to explain this thing, where you can understand it more, I again need to switch to Dev Studio. Again, go to the data type. Here it is, the field is the country. Let's open this. We will see that it is calling this data page, giving the property value is this and displaying this value, localized value. Similarly, if we go to the state, py state, we will see they are calling this data page and the data page name is py state list. If we open this, let's see how they are sourcing it. So they are calling this data transform. Okay, basically what they are doing, if the user has selected these countries, based on this country selection, they are just appending the result and showing the value of a state. I think this is not the good code which they have written here. But anyway, this is what we get internally, and everything is created under this rule set. We just need to select the address as a field type, and you will get all the address related things sorted. Now going back to the app studio, so this is the out of the box address feature which we have just discussed. Now our task is we will create our own user address collection form, and we will try to get the country list and the state list. Based on the country selection, we will be showing the state. Likewise, you will understand how the drop down works in a constellation, how we load the static content, how we load the dynamic data, and how we can cascade it. For example, how based on the country, how we can show the value in the state. Okay, fair enough. So what we will do, first of all, we will create one data type as user address. New user address. Okay, now and next, manually create, submit. Now here we will just add few fields. Okay, address type. So now we will select it as a pick list. Okay, and display as a drop down list. Now pick list option, we will get two options, either local or a database. Now we want to show the data statically, or we will just give few choices. Based on that choice, it will always show those values in that drop down. So here I am not going to create it by my own. I'll just go ahead and click this button, generate with autopilot. Let's see what are all the options it gives. Billing, home, other, permanent, shipping, and these values, right? So that's how we can select from this option and we get these option. Similarly, we will create an option of country, and for now let's select as a text. I will show how we will be loading the country uh, from the database. Similarly, select state and just one more pin code. Okay, submit it. So I'm not going to select the street, one street to another. I'm just going to put these value itself just to demonstrate how the pick list, or you can say drop down, works, and how you can show the data. Okay. Now we have created our user address data type. Now I want to sort this country source, right? For that, what we need to do? We need to have a source where all the country should be listed and those countries should populate here. So for that, what we are going to do, we will again going to create one new data type, name as country, and just go ahead. Let's select this value and see what happens. So it will just give you all these options, right? Which we generally don't use, right? But here we are definitely going to use country name and country code. Let's retain this and remove other properties. So that's why I avoid creating by auto pilot. I try to create it manually. Now we are done till this part. Submit it. Let's see the new data type. Okay, now we are done with our country data type. We need to put some records here. Either we can enter the record by uh, you know clicking this add record and enter it manually, or we can just select this button and select how many records we want to give and submit. It has created these many record. Save. So let's get these value in our address tab, address data type. Go to the data type, user address, country, change it to pick list, where the pick list is, yes. Select the source as data page. What should be the data page name? Country, list country. Now identifier field means what value you are going to store in a clipboard, country code, and display field, country name. Done. Submit. We are good. Now the only thing left is creating the state. For state, we can create go ahead with two different approaches. Either we can update the data type in of country itself, where we can add two more column, state code and state name, and we can create a report definition where we can filter the country code and we get the value of state. Or we can create our own new data type of state. Okay, so I will just show you how I can create a separate data type in a state, and how I can use the country, and how I can use them in the address data type without doing any code. So for that, just for the demonstration purpose, I am going to choose the second approach. Now again, go to the data type and create one more data type as state. Okay, now submit it. We will create fields like country code, just for the filter's sake. Okay, similarly, we will create a state code and state name. Submit. We are done. Now we need to put some records. Go ahead, select 15, submit. Now let's see what values it creates. Okay, it is just creating only for US. So what we are going to do, we will update few of this field and put as India, UP, and one more field. Okay, uh, India and MH. Here Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh. So what will happen when country is selected as a US, we will show these options. If country is selected as IN, we will show these options. Okay, save. Now to create a filter, we will be going to create one rule report definition, and for that we need to go to the Dev Studio. Okay, so let's see what are other options we can go with, and let's see if we can achieve this in App Studio or we need to go to the Dev Studio. I think we definitely need to go to Dev Studio. Let's see what are all the data pages. For example, we are going to use this state list. Okay, so here you can see for to update this we need to go to Dev Studio. Open in Dev Studio. Here, this is the report definition. We will just put a simple filter to include the country. Okay. So dot country code equal to param dot country. Save. Okay, what is it saying? Okay, I got it. We need to define the parameter. And we need to give data type as a text. Save. Okay, I got this. Why it is showing these errors? For that, just select use null if empty and save. Okay, error is gone. We are good here. Now we need to put the parameter inside the data page as well. Go here, put the data page as country, string, definition, parameter, pass parameter. Okay, now we are done with the implementation here. Again, go to the App Studio. Now we need to populate the state inside the address, right? Go to user address, go to the state, change the type, select it as a pick list, select the data page, select the source as state list. Now it will give you the parameter detail, right? We need to provide the field. What will be the field? Field will be the country. And again, country, this country is basically from address page. Okay. Now what we need to store in backend, state code, and what we need to display, state name. Now we are done with the data model. Okay. Now what we need to do? We need to create one view to get all this value, right? User details, user address details. Submit. Open this view and include all these fields. What are all the fields? State, pin code, address type, country. Reorder this, so pin code will be the last, and we are done. Okay, so we are done with the data type for address. Now what we need to do, we need to call this in our case. So what we are going to do, in this configure view, we will not use this user address page of a type address. No, we will create a new page itself, and we will put it as a type embedded and give the source as the newly created address data type which we have just created. User address demo. Here don't select it as address, we will select as a embedded data, and data source as a user address and page. Good. Now save this, update this page property in view. Okay, we will go here, configure view, we will delete this, we will add new field. What was the field we have just created? User address demo. Add. Now what we need to do, we need to click here, not here, sorry, here only. In view, we will be giving the user address detail, which this is the view which we have created in data type, right? Correct. Now we can see all these fields. I think we are now done with the changes. Let's test that out. So this is the first page. Next. Here. Now what is this error? Okay, we need to refresh it. I think we need to make a little change in the data page of a country. Let's see what changes I'm going to make. Basically, in this data page, this list country is there, right? We will open this in Dev Studio and update this as a status API. Okay, so why I have converted this in API? When I'll be talking about DX API and those things, right? Then I'll explain why I've converted this in API. Okay, now go back to the App Studio and let's test again and see if we are still getting the issue or not. First case, save and run. Okay, go. Fill the form with AI. Next. Okay, now error is gone. Here, give the address type as a home, which we have given as a static. Select the country. You remember, right? In state, we have just selected the United States and India. So if I select the Japan, I don't see anything. If I select the US, I will see these options. If I select the India, We have created Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra, right? Now, pin code whatever you want and submit. So that's all. Thank you, and we'll see you in next lecture.